to look and see where the curve is at in your neck. And in fact, if you look at this, here's an x-ray from the side, here's the eyes, here's the teeth, here's the back of the head. And in fact, I drew this on here. If you look at this x-ray, the black line is where they're at, and that red line is really where they need to be. So you need to see these black lines follow this red line. A lot of people don't decide they need to do something about it until they start to see physical deterioration on the x-ray. And this is why you can have dysfunction taking place for 20 years before you ever even see it show up on an x-ray. Remember this, the spinal cord is running right through here. And anytime that you go into a straightened position, you're stretching the spinal cord, you're putting a stressor on the spinal cord that's also connected to the brain. But this is why a lot of times with people with POTS, they talk about, oh, I have vagal nerve dysfunction and whatnot. Well, just remember this, is that the vagus nerve is running out through here. It's running out through here. And anytime that you see a forward head posture, see something like that, you're just closing down where the vagus nerve is coming out from. And that's why people can have a lot of problems with regulating their vagus nerve. When we're trying to work on correcting this, one of the biggest things is the effect that it has on joint awareness, especially in through the neck, but then also helping the vagal nerve function to get into what's more of a rest and digest. And if you look at the vagus nerve, it's a cranial nerve, and the vagus nerve wanders into literally almost every single organ, and it helps it to calm down. You get better vagus nerve function, then you're going to have better digestion. You're going to have better bowel movements. You're going to be in a more relaxed state. You're going to have a lot better digestion taking place. Everything improves if you can get more improved vagal tone or getting more into rest and digest. Because the opposite of rest and digest is fight or flight, which is an appropriate response if a bear is chasing you. But man, if you stay in fight or flight all the time, over time, you're going to run into a lot of issues with the gallbladder, a lot of issues with the digestive system, probably develop a lot of food allergies. You're going to develop a lot of gastrointestinal issues, probably a lot of issues with the adrenal glands and things like that. And so this is why, if you can do something in order to calm down the body as much as possible, this is why we talk a lot about physical stressors when it comes to POTS, in order to improve the tone of the vagus nerve, which is going to be so, so important.